Hey there guys, it's Bzee again. Today, with something new. A new series, you could say. A series from a game called Star Wars The Old Republic. And you might ask, what's the series? Well, the series will be me, mostly rambling about different stuff and topics. And other wonderful things like that. And also achieving something in this game that I always wanted to achieve and I never really did. Got to do it because too many games and I am being a bit lazy, to be honest. And that's achieving the legendary status. So, you might ask, what's the legendary status? Well, that's easy. It's when you finally finish all 8 story-based class story missions. Or rather the class story that every class has in this game. Yeah. That's awesome, right? Well, so far I finished 4 stories out of 8. And I decided to finish all the other 4 and make a video out of it too. Well, more like a series rather than a video, because that would take a bit of time, to be honest. Well, and you might ask, well, Bzee, what will you talk about in the first episode? Well, that's quite easy. I will talk about this game, because it's something close to my heart, because I played it when it was released, and played it a lot past these few years. Yep, got few hundred hours in my bank account, you could say, and enjoyed all of them. And yeah, and I will ramble why it would be a good idea for you to try the game too, because why not? Trying new things is always fun, right? Well, let's start with the easy thing. The biggest thing in this room, in this game. The class story missions, or overall the story. Well, this game is from BioWare, and what is BioWare connected with? Well, good stories, except Anthem. Yeah, don't think about that BioWare. That's the different BioWare. That's the BioWare that we don't talk about. Well, these missions, these stories in the Star Wars The Old Republic are extremely fun actually, and they can help you a lot with leveling. Well, you can actually finish the whole game just doing this. Exactly. Just doing your wonderful missions. The story missions. Because they are rewarding. Like, massively rewarding. You would be surprised how rewarding they are. They can even give you whole levels. So, that's why I'm saying that it's a nice thing to do, because, yeah, you can finish the whole game just doing that. And the story is really wonderful and fun to do, and you won't be bored, definitely. Other thing is the social side, social part, are the group events and things you need to do. There's quite a lot of things to do, except the story missions. You can do dungeons, which expand wonderfully this universe, which we don't really have a lot of games from the Old Republic era. That's a plus. Then you can say that there are, I think they are called operations, which, if I remember correctly, they are something like mini raids against special bosses that were released some time ago. It's really good to say, right? I am not really sure, to be honest. That's my biggest problem. I mostly play the story, which is awesome. You have also PvP, the usual, you know, war zones, 4-on-4. Yeah, like war zones, team deathmatch, and other PvP stuff that you can do if you are into PvP, which I am not really. You can also roleplay. There's a lot of guilds, active guilds in this game at this time. Awesome. A lot of them actually do RPs. They are RP guilds, which is a bonus if you like that. The guilds have special places to build your own HQ. You also have the player housing, which is quite customizable and is not hidden behind any paywalls, only credit paywalls, you know.
I'm usually
And what can I say? Yeah, there's also, if you want to just unwind a bit, there's also on-rail shooting gallery for your starship that you can have later in the game. That's awesome. There's also Starfighter part of the game, which is called Starfighter, which is something similar to World of Warplanes or War Thunder in space with the skins of Star Wars starfighters. Awesome. And much more. Well, yeah. The story missions, I must say that the best part of the stories are definitely expansions, especially the Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne. Those two expansions are wonderful and are big, like unbelievably big. And I must say if you ever liked the original Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, it will remind you of those times, definitely. Because it's wonderfully written, and I had a lot of fun playing it with my Sith Inquisitor. Probably the biggest problem of this game is its monetization, the subscription. Well, as you know, or probably maybe, no, I don't know, Star Wars The Old Republic is a free-to-play game. Though you don't want to play it free-to-play. Because it punishes the non-paying players quite a lot. Like, unbelievably a lot. Like, you don't want to believe it. You can't wear a certain type of armor. Fun. I know. Like, because it doesn't allow, if you are not a subscriber, it doesn't allow you to wear from purple up, which actually denies you playing endgame. Which is, it's bullshit. Yeah, let's call it with its real name, bullshit. Then you have just about
detected. Activating ventilation system. Lockdown in place until ventilation
yeah.
complete.
Sorry. Yeah, as I said, rambling series, no real script or anything like that. Just from my head. You're not allowed to have a lot of money in your account, about 200,000 credits, which is nothing. You will gain that in the first 40 levels, I think, even less. You gain credits really fast, you won't even believe it. Then you are not really allowed to play any of the expansions, which is actually really nice. At the same time, when you are a subscriber, you gain access to all the subscriptions, and you just need to subscribe one time. If you cancel your subscription, you still have your access to all of those expansions, so you actually gain 4 expansions for the price of $15, which is awesome. Like, believe me, in the past you had to pay for everything, and it was like a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, you will gain access to all of the expansion packs, and when you stop subscribing you will still have access to them and will be able to do them. Though I'm not sure how well you will be able to do them because of your gear problem, let's call it, okay? Because you won't be able to do it without that rare and higher gear. You won't. So yeah, I would definitely say that if you are a fan of Star Wars and you haven't tried Star Wars The Old Republic yet, in the year 2019, you definitely should go and
Smuggling is a dangerous
play it immediately. Because I don't know if you can call yourself a Star Wars fan if you haven't played this yet. And if you are just a casual gamer or someone that looks for a good MMORPG, you should definitely give this a look, because it deserves its attention, especially nowadays when BioWare takes care of this game, and from what I heard, it has another expansion actually announced, and that's really awesome, and this game should get more love from players. Even though I think there's quite a lot of love, they should still get more love. Okay, so yeah, definitely recommend this game to try it in the 2019. Definitely, because why not? You can try it in free to play. I would suggest to pay those $15, hard-earned $15, because it will make your life easier in this game, and you will have more fun with it, to be honest. So yeah, well, this would be the first episode of this Ramble series that I have started to do, and so far I really like it. And I forgot to tell one thing. Yeah, I will talk about topics. Different topics that come to my mind, or I see on the news, or some interesting new games will be announced. I will talk about them in this series. But there's also one thing that I wanted to say. If you would have a suggestion, okay, if you would like for me to talk about something, then leave a comment in the section. I will answer your questions or even ideas for topics. Yeah, so I will answer your questions, or we'll also talk about the topics that you would throw my way. So yeah, this would be the first episode of this Ramble series in the wonderful world of Star Wars The Old Republic, and I hope I will see you next time, guys, and will await some maybe questions or ideas to talk about. And yeah, hopefully you have a wonderful day, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!